Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Praise be to Almighty Allah, the Lord of mankind, the one that spared our life till this moment. I'm using this medium to welcome all my listeners to Abu Hawa Media. By the grace of Almighty Allah, this so long expected lecture on Al-Adad. We have ever had a lecture based on Al-Adad or Al-Arkam, which has to do with figures. And this is the part 2 section. This is the section 2 of the lecture, which is known as Al-Adad والمعدود. Al-Adad is known as counting, as been explained in previous lecture, while Ma'adud is prescribing noun or prescribing objects. It means whatever noun comes after the counting number is known as al-ma'dud, which explains the particular object we are describing by the number. And without taking much of our time, this has some basic rules which guide how to combine noun with this number. Inshallah, in this lecture, I'm going to mention 5 basic rules. Rule number 1 says there is always correlation, which is known as al-ittifaq. There is always correlation between the adad and ma'adud, between the number and the prescribing noun. And the consigned numbers are 4, which are as thus: 1, 2, 11, 12. These 4 numbers, they are always correlated with the prescribing noun in gender. It means if you are prescribing an object with number, the gender is going to be the same between 1 and number. If it is 2, the gender is going to be the same. If you are having masculine as an object, it means the number will also be masculine, while the determinant is the noun, will determine the gender of the number which we are going to use. Examples: we have طالب واحد. طالب واحد. This is masculine. طالب is mudhakkar, while wahid is also mudhakkar. Also, we can have طالبان اثنان. This means 2 male students. Talibani is muzakkar, while ithnani is also muzakkar. Also, we can have ahada ashara taliban. Ahada ashara taliban. Ahada is muzakkar, while taliban is also muzakkar. We can also have ihda ashara talibata. Ihda ashara talibata. 11 female students. Ihda is mu'annath, while talibata is also mu'annath. Also, for the last number, you can have ithnan ashara taliban. That is 12 male students. For the opposite gender, that will be ithnatani ashara talibatan. 12 female students. By moving on to second rules, this says we have al-ikhtilaf. Al-ikhtilaf, that is contradiction of gender between 3 and 10 ala wajihil idafa, and the relationship between the numbers and the prescribing noun will be in possession manner. In Arabic, there is topic we call al-mudaf wal-mudaf ilayh. It means the adad will be in form of mudaf, while ma'adud, prescribing noun, will be in form of mudaf ilayh. Don't forget, the rule number 1 says ittifaq, correlation, while the rule number 2 says ikhtilaf, contradiction of gender. Also will be in manner of mudaf wa mudaf ilayh. And this comprises of 3 to 10. And don't forget that the contradiction or correlation, whatever it may be, is being determined by al-ma'dud, the prescribing noun. It means for this rule number 2, when we are having male noun, it means the counting number will be in female gender form. And when we are having al-ma'dud as mu'annath, then adad will be in muzakkar form. Example of this: thalathatu tullabin. Thalathatu tullabin. That is for muzakkar. Since the adad is muzakkar, then since the ma'adud is muzakkar, then the adad is mu'annas. Also, for the opposite gender, we have thalathu talibatin. Ma'adud here is mu'annas. It means the adad will surely be muzakkar. That is thalathu talibat. And don't forget, from 3 to 10, whatever the noun we are prescribing will be in plural form. Will be in plural form, not as previous rule, which the number of the prescribing noun will be determined by the number. Also, rule number 3. This is اتفاق العدد الثاني والمعدود. Here, there will be correlation in gender between the second part of the number والمعدود and prescribing noun. والعدد يكون مفردا, and the prescribing noun will always be in singular form, and this comprises from 13 till 19. Rule number 3 comprises from number 13 till 19. It means here we are deeply in combination figures 1 and 3 till 1 and 9. And as the figures appear in combined form, the first number will be contradicted, while the second number will be correlated with the prescribing noun. That's what the rule says. Example here, we have ثلاثة عشر طالبا. ثلاثة عشر طالبا. That is 13 male students. Let's look at the combination. ثلاثة is mu'annath. That is the first part of the numbers. عشر طالبا. These are muzakkar. Taliban is muzakkar. Asharon is also muzakkar. Is correlated with the prescribing noun, which is the second part of the number. The opposite in gender will be as thus: Thalathu asharata talibatan. Thalathu asharata talibatan. Asharata and talibatan, these are mu'annath. That made the first part of the number to be muzakkar. It means the first part contradicted the ma'dud and the second part correlated with ma'dud. That is what the third rule says. More example on this, you can have khamsu asharata tabibatan. That is 15 female doctors. The opposite of this in gender will be khamsatu ashara طبيبا. 15 male doctors. That's how it will be combined till it reach 1 and 9. Let's now move to the third rule. The third rule says, the fourth rule. We just mentioned the third rule. The fourth rule says, اختلاف العدد الأول والمعدود. اختلاف العدد الأول والمعدود. العدد الثاني مبني. اختلاف العدد الأول. Here we are having contradiction of the first counting number, the first part of the number. We are still on the combination number. Since we are done with 1 till 9, we always be on the combination figures. This rule number 4 says اختلاف العدد الأول. There will be contradiction of the first part of the number, والمعدود, and the prescribing number. العدد الثاني مبني. The second part of the number is always constant. It's always constant. It means it has no correlation, contradiction of the gender of the prescribing noun. And this starts from 21 till 99. Start from 21 till 99. Examples. We can have something like arba'atu wa ishiruna rajulan. Arba'atu, this is mu'annas. And the prescribing noun, which is rajulan, is muzakkar. It means there is what? There is contradiction between the first part of number and the prescribing noun. So, and ishiruna will always be ishruna. Ishruna will always be ishruna. The only difference between this and the combination of 13 till 19 is this will be having the additional word of wa. We can have sittatu wa thalathuna bintan. That is 36 girls. No, sittatu wa thalathuna waladan. That is 36 boys. If you are to use girls, that will be sittu wa thalathuna bintan. There must always be contradiction between the number and the prescribing noun. And the prescribing noun will always be in mufrad, that is singular form. You can have sab'un wa sab'una rajulan. That is 77 men. Sab'atu وَسَبْعُونَ رَجُلًا 77 men. While the opposite gender form will be سَبْعُ وَسَبْعُونَ إِمْرَأَةً. Sabun is muzakkar, while imra'atan is mu'annath. And when we are dealing with 20, 30, 40, 90, this one will be for example, it will be ishruna rajulan. Also, ishruna bintan. What is happening here? Here, because all these are constant number. Any combined number with 0 except 10, such as 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. They has no differentiation in gender. We can have khamsuna talibatan or khamsuna taliban. These are known as the constant counting figures. And also, when we are having the combination of 1 and 2 with any of these figures, such as 21, 22, 31, 32, 41, 42, till 91, 92. Any combination of this number with the addition of 1 or 2, we have the correlation of the prescribing noun, such as we can have ihda wa ishiruna talibatan. Ihda is known as mu'annath, while talibatan is also mu'annath. We are having correlation here. From our previous rules, which says 1, 2, 11, and 12 has no contradiction between adad والمعدود. That's what affects all these combinations number when it has to do with 1 and 2 also. Also, we can have wahid wa khamsuna taliban. That is 51 female students. Also, we can have wahidatu wa khamsuna talibatan. 51 female students. The previous one is 51 male students, while this wahidatu is 51 female students. That's how the combination of these is. Also, the fifth rule says bina'ul adad ala wajhi idafa. When we're having the combination of 3 figures upward from 100 upward till 1,000 till million, this will be in form of mudaf wa mudaf ilayh. It will be in form of mudaf wa mudaf ilayh. And this 100 till 1,000 is also constant. is also constant. This is not contradicting the previous figures. Where we are prescribing a noun with 100, when the 100 has the additional of any prescribed number which we have mentioned, which means we are going to apply the first rule. But when we are using the 100 as whole, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 as whole, it will be in form of mudaf or mudaf ilayh. For example, we can have mi'atu rajulin. Mi'atu rajulin, 100 men. Mi'atu mura'atin, 100 girls. Also, we can have khamsu mi'ati bint, that is 500 girls. Arba'atu mi'atu rajulin, 400 men. Also for the 1,000, this will be alfu talibin, 1,000 students. Alfu talibatin, 1,000 female students. Inshallah, that is that on al-adad wal-ma'dud.